Welcome back to Lucid Trading. Welcome back indeed. Hope you all doing fine. Welcome back for round 2 for today. I got a bit of an update, and if you are in the Discord, if you have been in the Discord, you might already know this. My refrigerator actually broke down today. Yeah. That was horrible. Basically, I had some meat in the refrigerator, and it was bad meat, but I didn't know because I thought that the refrigerator was working perfectly fine, and so I ate the meat, and my stomach is killing me right now. I took some painkillers, and I think I'm good to go, but yeah, I'm definitely gonna go get myself checked out tomorrow. Yeah, feeling really horrible. But anyway, painkillers are working right now. I'm not overextending myself that much, I would say, so it's gonna be fine. But yeah, it's unlucky times, I guess. Stock market going down. Haven't eaten bad meat. Oh well. Anyway, welcome back to the stream. If you just joined, make sure you hit the like button. Be very much appreciated. Let's get the like count to 20. Let's get there right now. I know we can do it. I'm gonna have a sip of my Fanta. Yeah, make sure you don't have... Yeah, it's probably nothing bad. It's just, yeah. What can I say? I saw Meat Kevin actually had his refrigerator broken as well recently. That's kind of funny. Yeah, my refrigerator broke today. Which, I mean, I've had this refrigerator for like a couple years now, so it's alright. We'll get a new one soon. Alright, so what is happening with the stock market? UiPath has been going flat. We got Uber going up 2.2%. DIDI also up 1.4%. So the ride-hailing services doing pretty good. Netlist is up 1.8%. Robinhood is still heading down, sitting at $40, down 2.5%. Helion flat. Virgin Galactic still getting, beaten up, down 3%. There we have DIDI. DIDI up 1.4%. We already talked about that. Alibaba is holding up the trend. Beautiful. That's very nice. Seems like this trend is going to be upheld. Look at this. Possibly bounce off. Can we get back to that 180? That gap fill right there. You see that? That would be beautiful. Looking at Alibaba right here, it is definitely trending upwards. There's no doubt about that. Absolutely. RSI sitting below neutral still. This could be very interesting. Weekly chart. Let's check the weekly chart for Alibaba. It's looking alright. This could potentially be the bottom. It could be. If, and only if, the regulations stop, obviously, getting worse. Hold up. Right. Bottom has been, historically speaking, around 165. And looking at the monthly chart, yeah, this is the lowest RSI that we've pretty much seen in the history of Alibaba on the monthly time frame. I still think Alibaba is very promising, although it's going to take some time before this is going to properly be bottoming out. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. Now, looking at what's green, so value stocks were up a lot today. They came back down right after. You can take a look at Coca-Cola, Verizon, Procter & Gamble, Chevron. all of them spiked big time today, and they fell down just as fast. So, what can I say about that? Big bangs, JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, all of them kind of going sideways. Nvidia, AMD, trending lower. Let me just, there we go. Okay, so we have C3.ai still heading down 1.3%. Snowflake is up 0.7%. That's really interesting. What the hell? So remember, Snowflake went down 6% at some point today, at the beginning of the day. It's now green a percentage point. AMC is now killing it, which we did expect that we would see another leg up. I think this is probably the last run up that we see. And I think once we hit around let's say 54, 55, that could be when we see it actually head down substantially. Palantir also went down a lot. It was using $25 as a support range. Bounced right off of that, and it's now sitting at 25.88. Still down 1.5%, just like C3.ai. No real improvements there. What is really insane is that, remember, we said Tesla was going to retest. It was going to retest this zone right here. The lower 700s in the 720, 710 range. Well, it actually managed to hit 709 at some point. So, to the lucky people that were able to buy this stock at 709, that's great. I mean, it's up quite a bit from there, looking at it from this perspective. That's a 3.5% gain. That is not bad at all. That's pretty nice. The question then is going to be, is this going to keep going up? Or, yeah, so what's up? I personally think that we could definitely get back down again to that 720. I'm not quite convinced yet because I don't see the markets actually bouncing, which is a little concerning. Because usually, I mean, we covered this at the beginning of the first live stream that we had today. Hold up. One moment. Right, so we said that the S&P was going to pull back even lower and eventually fill this gap right here, back to 4,444. And then we have a proper support sitting around 4,430, which is kind of where we're heading right now with the S&P. And looking at this right now, it seems like the markets have they've just begun correcting. And a correction doesn't last 3 or 4 days. It tends to last a week or maybe 2 weeks. And I still think that we're probably heading lower at this point. I don't think we're going to bounce right away. Although I think that, if we take a look at the daily chart for the S&P, usually what tends to happen with the S&P, at least since June, and actually since May, it's that it hits the 50-day moving average. That's the orange line right here. Or it gets very, very close. And then it bounces off of that. And so that is what we saw in the past. Although right now we're seeing this slow kind of bleed to the downside, which is kind of interesting. Because we're not seeing the S&P go down like 2 or 3%. We're seeing the S&P slowly bleed to the downside. And what I am concerned about at the moment is that we're not going to see it actually bounce back. In fact, I think what could happen here is that because we're not seeing a lot of strength, we could see a large leg downwards. So we could see it actually, let's say we get to this 50-day moving average, maybe it bounces slightly, and you see a leg down. It's like let's say tomorrow because tomorrow the CPI is going to be coming out. That could potentially be a catalyst for the market to kind of gap downwards. Because we haven't seen this in a while, right? So it's generally what tends to happen is we see a large spike to the downside, like right here, right here. This reminds me a lot of what we had seen in, let me check. Hold up. Let me just get out of that. Oh, by the way, we got a £10 donation from Silkroom Scuffed. Silkroom Scuffed says, get some meds, appreciate the stream. Yeah, I did get some meds. I'm using some painkillers. Although nothing crazy, obviously. And it's helping out a lot, so I think we could probably do the stream. Yeah, for the people that didn't know, or don't know, my refrigerator was broken. I accidentally ate some bad food, and you know, it's affecting me right now, at least, you know, tiny bit. But I think things should be fine. I think I'm feeling all right. So we're just gonna get things going. Let me think about this. Yeah, so generally what happens is, like, you get this slow bleeding. We see a bounce at a support. Like, maybe bleeds back down to 4,430, 420. It spikes back to a resistance, and then it rejects really hard. And then we see it go back down even lower. So that's what we usually see with this kind of pattern on the S&P. There we go. Give me one sec. Yeah, the VIX is moving up, right? Yeah, there we go. What the hell? Oh my gosh, that is crazy. So the VIX is spiking, the Nasdaq is bleeding, we've got the S&P bleeding, the Russell somehow managed to spike back up. That's very, very interesting. It seems like we're seeing the same pattern over and over again, where the stock market is jumping in the first hour or two, then it comes down, and it just keeps on bleeding downwards. Bit of a bull trap that's going on right now, honestly. I don't know what to call it, but it seems like a bull trap. Short term, at least. All right. Very, very interesting. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Let's take a look at the indices, alright? I'm actually quite curious what's happening here. So the weekly chart is already indicating bearishness. Huh. Yeah, that is not looking good. You don't want to see this. Essentially, when you see this, you want to run away as fast as you can. Where is that 20-day? Okay, so the 20-day moving average, we haven't touched that since March. That's interesting. Because we used to test it very, very frequently in the past years. You see that? I'll show you. Test, 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 test. We keep testing even the 50-day moving average, but recently we haven't really tested the 20-day moving average. And since we're already heading down, I think it would be a fair assumption that that is kind of where we're heading at the moment. And if you take a look right here... Oh, man. One sec. See, this is the reason why I want to get an office, because, like, I can't really prevent the ambulances from, I don't know, making noise. Anyway, so this is a support level right here, and this is coincidentally also where the 20-day moving averages. So I think there's a high likelihood we're at least heading down there to 4,360 on the weekly time frame. Now, of course, we're not going to go straight down there, although that is possible. We have a big catalyst tomorrow, the CPI. And so, yeah, I've got my windows wide open, unfortunately. Yeah, so that's right here, what we saw on the weekly chart, the 4,360s. There we go. This could be acting as support. And I want to kind of confirm that if I can. Yeah, it seems like that's the case. Although I think when it does hit that level, I don't think it's going to act as a strong support necessarily. I think it would be it would hit the level, get back up, and then dump instantly, at least in my opinion. Although it's strange because we also have the 50-day moving average right here. So this would potentially act as support as well, which is around 4,430, 420. I don't know, is that going to hold up? I mean, historically speaking, whenever it bounces off, yeah, it just tends to bounce off that 50-day moving average. One moment, there we go. All right. Okay, let's just draw trend lines now. Oh, that's fun. It's fun to draw trend lines. Maybe I should just do it like that. Okay, cool. So, look at that, right? That is really interesting. Interesting trend line indeed. So, it seems like what's happening here. This is the trend line. If it breaks below, we got that 50-day moving average potentially as a support, which is right around 4,420. But then you have tomorrow, which is CPI. So the question is more like, will the market actually hold up tomorrow? Like, will we see the S&P hold up tomorrow? Or is it just going to straight up break through the 50-day and just we're heading down to the 100-day moving average, which is right around here? That would mean, you know, we're looking at like at least 2 to 3% correction in a day. That could be possible with CPI. Let me just think about this one. Yeah, I think we're going straight down. Probably. I think we're going straight down. Let me try to find out where it was. Right, so right around 4,360, 70-ish. Which if we just use this bad boy. Yeah, I think we're just gonna straight up fall all the way down. Probably. There is no strength there. VIX is spiking even further now. We got CPI tomorrow. And we're not exactly sitting at a support level right now. Like, we're not sitting there. We're in between the 50-day and the 100-day moving average on the 4 hours. On the daily chart, we're in between the 20 and the 50. And there's a tiny gap to be filled there. I think if we get a bounce, it's going to be a tiny bounce. So we'll just continue downwards. Probably. And there's a possibility that we just, have another brief bounce here at the 4,420 range. Right at that 100-day moving average on the 4 hours. And on the daily chart, it's the 50-day moving average. But I think in all likelihood, it's not going to matter. I think it's going to go straight down to this lower level. That would be a correction of about 4%, which is, in my opinion, not even that significant of a correction. We got a $2 donation from Masras. What do you think about Apple tomorrow? Thank you, by the way. Apple. Yeah, I'll take a look at Apple in a second. I am bearish on Apple. I'll tell you that right away. We have a $50 donation from Peru Invest. Thank you so much, Peru. Peru says just bought at some more positions in Blade and Apple. To me, Blade is super undervalued. Yeah, I just said I was bearish in Apple. I'll explain in a second. Blade. Yeah, I think I've heard about Blade before. Hold on, let me check. Oh yeah, right. Blade Air Mobility. It's the it's a spec, right? Or no, it's not a spec. Or was it a spec at some point? Probably. Oh wow! It actually bounced off. That's pretty interesting. Very interesting. It's a very big bounce. Yeah, congrats on that one, Peru. That's really cool. Are you still holding UiPath? I am. I've been buying UiPath recently, although it's been doing nothing, pretty much. And I have to say, UiPath, they have they're growing pretty fast. They've got plenty of revenue. They've got a great business model. I think I don't know why the stock just keeps on dropping. I think it probably has to do with the fact that they lost a lot of money. They, net income is minus 100 million. Because that does make sense. But yeah, wow. So I just saw my portfolio drop for some reason. Oh yeah, there you go. DIDI's falling back down again. Baba's going back down again. Oh my god, it just doesn't stop. Yes, I did. I have 150 UiPath. Yeah, so I've got a bunch of UiPath right now, roughly $3,000 worth. Well, it's not that much, but it's a bunch. At roughly an average price of about 54-ish. So yeah, I think what I really like about UiPath at the moment, if I just can I grab a trend line? There we go. It's not super accurate, but it gets pretty close. So we've got this trend line for UiPath. I think worst case scenario gets back to like 52 or something, but is holding it up right there. There's a gap to be filled down the road. The fundamentals are still looking good. They're growing pretty fast. They've got a great business model. It's a company of the future. And yeah, relative to their market cap, they've got plenty of revenue, so I'm swing trading this one, by the way. I'm swing trading it back to like 65 or something. That would be a great price to get out, short term at least. Let's see, what does Perry say? I personally use Blade helicopter service. That's why I like Blade stock. Oh, okay, so you got your own bias going on there. You've actually used their products. Yeah, I think what I dislike about this right now is that it's pretty much, it hit resistance and is falling back down at the moment. And it's still in the process of correcting. And like I said, I'm pretty bearish on the markets right now in general. And if the market's correct, then obviously Blade Air Mobility could correct as well. I think we're probably going to see this stock, I mean, looking at it right now, both the RSI and MACD, unless they announce something big, I think for the short term, heading downwards back to maybe $8 to $8.5. That could definitely be in the books or coming for Blade. Mainly because the market's been so bearish, and it seems like we're going to see some more bearish days for the market. But yeah, this is an interesting stock. The market cap isn't even that high. Let me just briefly check what the market cap is online. 647 million. Huh. Yeah, I like the whole idea of it. I think it's just probably too new. Like, they don't have too much to show at the moment. But I think maybe in 5 years, like, this is one of those stocks you could possibly hold for an extended time period. But it's gonna depend on how they get their money to actually run the business. Because if they're borrowing a lot of their cash, then yeah, there you go. Well, that's $21 million that they have revenue. Okay, that's interesting. So they do have revenue. Net income is minus 25 million. Not a lot of information, so that's also not nice. Seems to be promising, though. We'll just keep it like this. We'll check it up later on. I think we're probably heading down to the $8 mark short term. Bit of a correction after the huge spike that we saw. And yeah, let's move on. Let's see. Can you check Netlist? Netlist, yeah, I think the problem with Netlist is that it doesn't update on TradingView, apparently. It's one of the only stocks that doesn't update, which is a little frustrating. What's also frustrating is that the markets are kind of still going back and forth. Like, it's people can't decide what to do. Should I sell my stock? Should I rotate into value or growth? Just look at that VIX. Huge green candle there. Yeah, that's something incredibly interesting. So the VIX is still spiking. The S&P is still downtrending. Look at that downtrend. It just doesn't stop. It will not stop. Because the weekly is already starting to kind of trend bearishly. This could last for another week or two. And we've been talking about this for like months now. You know, this is the September correction that's happening. I just don't see how the CPI is going to change this in a positive sense. Maybe if the CPI is not much lower and not much higher, that could work out in comparison to last month. But if the CPI is lower, that is bad. If the CPI is much higher, That is also bad, in my opinion, because that would potentially mean that the tapering is going to come a lot earlier than people think. Gara, Nike is on the last supports before it plummets. You close your short position. I'm already out of Nike. I think I closed it at like 160. Oh, it's actually below it right now. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, I got out around 160. It's now sitting at 158.5. Yeah, I've been saying for some time that Nike was going to drop. I think it was right here where it was starting to become a little bearish at 162. Then it hit 170. I was like, okay, I'm going to take a short position on this. Shorted this stock all the way back to 160. And now, well, it spiked right after and then started dropping again, sitting at 158, down 3 percentage points. That is interesting. And that is right before earnings as well, because earnings is coming up fairly soon. End of September, right? That is in about 2 weeks. 2 weeks left for that. And you can see clearly, look at this, MACD crossing. Very bearish. RSI heading down. This could be a downturn that will bring Nike all the way back to maybe the 140s, possibly. I mean, at this point. See if we can do a bit of an Fibonacci retracement. Yeah, I think it would make sense for it to come back to the 146. It's been sitting pretty high. And then you have, obviously, you got the Dow Jones correcting. Everything is correcting. Oh, no, wait, the Dow Jones is not correcting. Not right now, at least. I mean, maybe tomorrow everything is going to be different. Because it's still downtrending. Yeah, so Apple. You want me to take a look at Apple? Alright, so looking at Apple. What is important to keep in mind is that this stock, this company, they've got an event every year, right around this time, right? The Apple event where they announce the new products, and there is a pattern, right? There's a specific pattern every single time with Apple. You get the rally right before the event comes around, and then it sells off. If it doesn't sell off, it's probably because they got this new item or something surprising, which causes this surprising upside potential. Now, I want to see when the last event was for 2020. Oh yeah, okay, so that was 2020 September 15th. Now let's take a look at what happened back then. Just get like a little bit inspired. You see this? Obviously, we still had the initial downturn there. It spiked back up. Then came the product release. And so, guess what happened? It went down further. Although I think the whole market was going down at that point. But you get what I mean. 15th was the date of the product release. The stock jumped quite a bit. And it dropped significantly right after. Although this was a significant drop because the markets were also correcting at the time. It was 13%. I think something similar is about to happen. It's probably already happening because we had the bad news with the Epic and Apple lawsuit. That did not help. I would say not even a single bit. I want to see what happened last year though. The year before that. 2019. Apple product launch. September 10th. I think that was September 10th. For 2019. Watch that, right? So this is the product launch, September 10th. Then it proceeds to go up. So this is what happens right before it. It rallies. It just kept on rallying, right? Let's see. All right, there we go. Spikes up, and then it drops back down. And it just stayed flat right there for like literally a month. So in recent years, we've seen that pattern where the stock blows up right before and it just comes back down right after. Here we go. One second. This is probably a little bit more accurate. All right. Yeah, I think as soon as we leave this area, right, this trend, let's say we see it hit 147.5, bounces back up. If it rejects and pulls back again, you want to run, because that could mean we're heading straight back down. Obviously, it's not going to look exactly like that, but a lot of things were priced in right here. I would say the next rally is going to be for the holiday season. Tesla's ripping, somebody just said. Tesla is indeed ripping, sitting at 738.5. It touched 708 at the lowest point for today, which is just amazing how fast it just came back up. That is really wild. Okay, so all in all, I think Apple's probably coming back down. A major reason I would give is, look at this MACD, right? MACD's about to cross downwards. We're sitting very close to all-time highs. Market cap of 2.45 trillion. With the Epic lawsuit, and we already had a lag up for the earnings. I think we had, was that for earnings? Yeah, for earnings. And the next catalyst would be earnings right here, but you have the markets bearish. It seems very likely we come back to this trend line. Like, incredibly likely. But what could happen is that the products come out, the market doesn't correct, it bounces, we see the 160s, and it corrects right after. But I don't think that is going to happen. Because this is this is the bearish month. November tends to be a very, very good month. So I'm just going to go with my gut here. At least, let's see. Oh, there we go. Maybe that will help out a little bit. No, that doesn't help out at all, actually. Let's just use this. Yeah, I want to just delete everything at this point. So what I think is going to happen is we're going to see a sell-off tomorrow because we've got CPI and we've got the event. Although what might happen is, obviously, with the excitement that we get with the event, we could see a spike. Maybe we'll hit, 152, 153. Right after the event, I think we're going to sell off all the way down. Just like that. Although that would be very significant, right? It's not even that. Okay, it's pretty much about 13%. But then again, I mean, this stock comes down roughly 10% whenever it does come down. In fact, we've seen 20% corrections easy. Easy peasy. So, yeah, that's what I'm thinking right here. And then maybe starting October, the stock picks back up the pace, and then we head back up for earnings. Because I think Apple's going to perform still quite very nicely. But yeah, could be wrong on this, but I think there's a good probability that this is happening. Back to roughly around 135, 137 would be a nice buying opportunity. At least for the coming weeks after, it would be a nice swing trade. Yeah, so people are saying new phones are coming and new laptops are coming. That's already priced in. Everybody's anticipating this. Literally everybody. Most people that are buying Apple stock, they already know that the new products are coming. And what's going to happen most likely is, hey, some people might buy out of excitement on the same day. But right after the event, I think we're going to see a sell-off. Yeah, pretty much. And, we also have the S&P is correcting right now. We've got the NASDAQ correcting overall. And we have the VIX was spiking. Seems like that could happen here. And I don't think it's just going to be Apple. I think we'll probably see big tech actually correct here. Now, I'm looking at the chat. Apple will be $200 end of year. Maybe. Could be. I mean, think about it. We still have earnings left here. This is going to be, let's say it does go down. It could spike very heavily to the 160s for earnings in November. Because, we have a big month ahead of us. Just the month of October. And then right after, we could just rally further for the holiday season. That is completely possible. But I think right now it makes a lot of sense if Apple corrects right here. We'll see. I'm just, I think there will be a high probability, given the fact that the daily, look at this, daily is correcting to the downside, as well as the weekly is about to correct to the downside. Looking at the monthly chart, well, looking kind of sketch. Obviously, it's not going to happen in one straight line. We're probably going to see bounces and things are going to go back and forth. But in the next 2 weeks, I think we're going to see Apple closer to 140 than 160, depending on the CPI situation. If the CPI is lower, then that would be, in some sense, if the CPI is lower, then you got the dollar strengthening, which would mean that the profits that Apple has are going to be worth a lot more. But if the... Okay, right. If CPI is actually lower, that could really benefit Apple too. One second. Check Tesla. No, wait, no, wait. It wouldn't. No, I don't think deflation would help out a lot here. No, wouldn't be nice. Tesla sitting at 737. Not up that much, but you know, it's all right. Remember, Gara, things are different this time. I don't think so. I think we're going to see Apple correct again. Pretty much. I mean, think about it. They're talking about tapering. They're literally talking about tapering. It doesn't matter whether it's not going to happen next month or 2 months from now. They're talking about it. And the stock market tends to price things in way ahead of time. So, yeah. I'll be very surprised if Apple just keeps on rising at this point. One sec. Yeah, we got the Russell right now. What's happening here? Up 0.36%. Dow Jones up 0.44%. This is both the Russell and the Dow Jones that are up. But then you take a look at the growth stocks. Nano Dimension down. BNGO down. C3.ai was down. Palantir was down. So it's the value side of the Russell that's actually heading up probably. I think that would make a lot more sense than the tech stocks going up here. Do you like Wish, Gara? I think Wish has not been doing a whole lot. Right, yeah, it's just still sitting at... It just goes lower and lower and lower. And I would say they need a miracle at this point. 3.8 billion market cap. Their revenue's actually going down. You can see that right here. That is not good. That doesn't make a lot of sense. It makes no sense to be putting your money in a company where the revenue, like, it's going downwards. Unless they're like investing in something, or which they're probably not. But yeah, that's the situation with Wish. I mean, maybe, hey, if you think they're going to turn things around, you know, next quarter or like next year, then it could be a nice buying opportunity. But right now, I would say way too risky. Alright, let's see. C3.ai still down 1.7%. Palantir down 1.5%. Palantir is going to come down. There's no way around it. I think we're heading down. I think we're probably heading down to 24, 23-ish. Before we see any kind of move at this point. Yeah, with the MACD crossing like that, that's kind of definitive. Back to that range, and then I think we could see a very large pop right after. But we're right in that correction in the markets. I think if the CPI is low enough, We could see the growth stock spike even with, you know, this MACD crossing to the downside. It wouldn't matter at that point. Everything would just spike. Probably not on the same day, but just gradually. Let me just... I think my AC is a little... It's working overtime. It's getting really cold here. That's a lot better. Fantastic. All right, 4 minutes left until power hour. Make sure you hit the like button, by the way. That'd be very much appreciated. I'm looking at the Discord. I think I forgot to... There we go. Forgot to link the stream. There we go. That should do. All right. Tesla sitting at 740. Wow. That is beautiful. Who would have thought that, right? Like that is amazing. It is straight going to the moon. Yeah, recovery hour. Somebody called it the power recovery hour. UiPath is recovering as well, as I'm seeing here. Up 0.5 percentage point. Netlist is... What? Is Netlist going down? Interesting. Is it going down? Hold up. I'm trying to buy some Netlist right now because I saw that Netlist is actually down about 3 percentage points. Although the chart hasn't quite updated yet here. It is down, sitting at 5.08, which is not bad, I would say. One second, let me see. Alright, that's a nice little discount on Netlist. We'll be taking that. And there we go. 1 minute left. I think probably a couple seconds left until power hour starts. Let's take a look at the charts. Let's go. Power hour. Let's get it going. Baba down 1.6% still. DIDI is still down. Oh, DIDI is actually up 1%. Yeah, not a whole lot been happening, at least in terms of upside. It's just been it's been a volatile day. I think we're seeing stocks go green, then go red, then go green, which generally tends to happen when the market is correcting. Volatility's gonna spike, and then you see these stocks just go back and forth. Oh, oops. I think I did something wrong. One sec. Microsoft. Yeah, Microsoft is that is looking very bearish. That is not looking good. Especially if you consider this. I mean, you tell me, does this look very bullish, or does this look like it's about to just pretty much plummet to the downside? I think it's ready to go down. By quite a bit, actually. Let's give it that beautiful trend line. Yeah, we're at least getting back to that 20-day moving average, right around the 280 price tag. It could go very fast, though. We could drop all the way down with tomorrow's CPI. Do you think Netlist is going to go green in the short term? I mean, so long as the markets are the way they are, I don't think a whole lot is going to happen to the overall market. Oh wow. 1 second. Oops. So I've got like it's a very peculiar situation. I've got 2 wasps right behind my laptop. This is so insane. Oh man. Remember the story that I told you about the refrigerator not working today, and I just, had to eat bad food, causing my stomach to just get ripped today. I've got 2 wasps right behind my laptop. Huh. That's interesting. I should have closed the window a long time ago. They won't bother you if you don't bother them. Yeah, I won't bother them, but they sure as hell will distract me here. Oh boy. Should have kept that window closed. See, this is one of the great reasons to have an office. Because I don't have any air ventilation. I have my window open the whole time. And, well, this kind of stuff happens. Which is interesting. Maybe I can show you. No, I probably can't. Oh, that's just... How can I catch it? Oh, wow. Netlist is going... Wait, hold up. Netlist is heading down further? Okay. You know what? I just bought some Netlist. Just bought some Netlist around 4.9. This is really distracting. Where's the wasp? This is just so messed up. Alright, you know what? I've tried to do the stream today. I think I've streamed for like an hour now. What a buzzkill, right? Exactly. But yeah, I'm gonna be ending the stream prematurely. Hope you guys understand. I'm feeling awful. I've got 2 wasps in my room right now, just roaming around, and yeah, I messed up. You know what? Let me just put the stream on break. Let's see what I can do. I'll be back in a couple minutes. If I'm not back, then you know I'm not back. And I'm gonna do my best to get things in order. Thank you for watching. You guys are awesome. Sorry for this inconvenience. Be back in a sec. All right, so I'm back. My video cam is off at the moment. We'll turn it on in a second. Hope you can still hear me. I'm just gonna keep it off for now because I can't turn on my screen at the moment because I don't know where my remote is. But I actually wanted to say one thing. Yeah, actually, I'm going to be wrapping up this current live stream. At least for now. I actually wasn't planning on doing this live stream. I felt very awful, but I thought, you know what, let's just do it anyway. But yeah, and then I had two visitors coming in here, two wasps, which is it's making it a little bit difficult because they're still in the room, and it's incredibly distracting. So I'm gonna be calling it a day for now. Nevertheless, I hope you still enjoyed this stream. Please leave a like if you did, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done that yet. I'm gonna just keep the chart on for now. I think some people might actually find that nice. And I'll do some technical analysis every now and then, but I don't think I'm able to actually do it the normal way I usually do it. But for the people that still want to see some technical analysis with, let's just say, not a whole lot of narration or anything like that, I'll keep that on. But the stream is officially over. But a little bit unlucky. But I think maybe next time around it will be a little smoother. Once again, sorry for the inconvenience. I did not know it would be like this for today. For people that don't know, my refrigerator broken down. Ate some bad food from that refrigerator. Didn't know it was bad food. Became pretty sick. And then, just moments ago, two wasps invaded my room, which is just a big mistake for me. Should have kept my window closed. But yeah, we'll have to note that down for next time. So, anyways, have a great day. Have a good one. I'll be back tomorrow. For now, I'll do some technical analysis without any noise or sound every now and then on screen. We'll be showing some stocks. But yeah, thank you for watching. We'll be back tomorrow. See you soon.